Well then, long time no see. Uh, we're back. We are finally back. I can actually speak properly now. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. But we're back. Missed missed 3 rounds. Technically, three races, but we missed 2 rounds. But finally, we're back. Round 5, Miami. We're in Will Smith land. We're going to Miami. That's what we're doing. And I think, I'm not sure how many we have this week, I've not checked attendance yet, but I think it's about 14? 13, 14? It is 14, so 2 more people to join in about 4 or 5 minutes. And then we're good to go. We can get back to what we do. How's everyone in the chat this evening, and how are we? All suffering from the heat wave that has appeared in the UK. Or abroad, if you're abroad. How's the weather abroad, if anybody's not in the UK? Just for a wee laugh. And let everyone pile in, get the right cars ready. Last minute setup tweaks. See what anyone can... I was going to say conjure up, but we'll save the big words for the end of the stream. Or near the end of the stream when people go 3 wide through the wee small chicane. We've got the Miami facts, we've got everything. Got the track map, I've got my notes, I've got even further notes that Lam has given me. It is just Brad and the championship leader Chris, who we're waiting on, and he is very, very far clear at the top, if I can do some quick math off the top of my head. 18 points? I think. Or 28, I can't tell. Where's my calculator at? See what one I got right. It is 28 points. He's 28 points clear, so he can miss this race this week if he wants to. I doubt he will. But if he does, then the option is there. Chris is joining at 8. Okay then. Okie dokie. Hokey cokey, we do it, we turn around. Forgot the rest of the words. Brad, I'm not sure what's happened. I think he got stuck at work. Or was that? No, that was Despair. So there will be, if you remember from Saudi, there was a few, it was the last race I managed to commentate on when I was actually feeling okay. There was a bit of meme potential, well, not really, it was like 5-star meme potential. Is what happened under the safety car with Despair. Some very, very good content could have been made, but I fear for his mental health at times, so I relucted. But the files could still be about, you never know. But the things I saw, oh my. They will scar me until I pass. They were rather funny. Like races I missed that didn't get streamed, but I think some people did manage to get some clips of the from their theatre. They were basically just sat going through it since I was still not very well. You missed me losing the W on the final straight at bat. Oh, so it was like a Saudi repeat as well. Oh no. We might have another last lap repeat. You never know. You never know. Brad has finally decided to join us, and then it will be Sinful Chris, championship leader, and then we will be good to go. Just gonna get the standings up so I can see. There it is there. So I missed Australia, which sounded like a wee bit of dodgems. And then Baku was the sprint race, which I also still missed. But we're back now. It was a busy stewards day. Yeah, I did see. I think I missed the stewarding as well, but it was it didn't look fun. Reese is back after after his win by, what was it? I think 0.05 of a tenth at Saudi. The one that I lost my voice after that. That did not help at all with how well I was feeling. And then a DNF at Australia, and then he missed Baku. So he'll be back to see if he can challenge for the crown tonight. Lama, like he said, he missed out on the win at Baku by the smallest of margins. Jotter DNFing in the final corner. Oh, I know what one you mean. I've had a few moments there as well. And then Havoc got P3. Havoc got P3 again on luck. That sounds a bit salty. That sounds a wee bit salty. 0.05 at Saudi from. That's what it was, because the race win gap was the same as the pole gap between first and second. I think it was Reese that got pole as well. I can't fully remember. But Baku, Sinful Chris nearly getting a full was that a triple crown? It is salty because he got my P3. It is dry for Q1, not Q1, sorry, just full quali, not full quali. I'm making this worse. Short quali. I need to get back into the rhythm. Been out for too long. No, let's just get everything up. We want the tyres that they're on, telemetry up, their fastest lap, and then get rid of the spectator menu. A few drivers opting for the mediums to start off with. Is who'll be out first, the Ferrari or the Red Bull? It's the Red Bull, but it's not, because the Williams is going to nab it. Neon. I'm a genius. So then, Neon, Mr. Neon Shockers, first one to lead us out. I think he qualified quite high up at the start of the season. Did he not? He was. I think he was P5, P6, and then he finished 7th as well, and then he's not made another race since. So he's back tonight as well. I remember Joseph was a bit unlucky on the first lap in Saudi as well when he caught the curb and spun off. And he DNF'd instantly, so that wasn't the best for him. They're all, some opting for the mediums as well, maybe just try to save a set of softs for maybe a late safety car at the end. You never know. It is Miami, it's close to the walls, another street track around the Miami Gardens, home of the Miami Dolphins. For any of you NFL fans, it is NFL, isn't it? I'm not making a mistake. Pretty sure it's NFL. NHL's hockey, isn't it? National football. Yeah. I know what I'm on about. Got is it the 71st? It's Ferrari's anniversary for something, I know that. So there's wee bits of yellow highlighted through the Ferrari livery this weekend. For anyone that watched at Monza's, Apollo's just getting out of the way, just letting everybody else get on to their laps. And speaking of getting onto the laps, Neon Shockers, then he'll be the first one to set a competitive lap time if he can keep it valid into the twisty turn 2, 3. Careful not to spin out on that curve like Albini was finding out in practice. He was having a horrid time on that curve, but as he comes into the first couple of, it's like this sector 1 of Japan really, this first bit, and then it's like a massive big spoon curve all the way around, and that is an invalid. That seemed a bit harsh. That seemed very harsh. I thought he was still in there. who's behind? Is Joseph? It is Joseph. So he will be the first one to set a competitive lap time if he can keep it valid as he comes up to the first DRS activation point on the track. It's hard to call this one a straight, it is. I'm not sure that it's just a waiting to get heat in the tyres, I don't know. I'm not sure. Braking into turn 11 as we come through this little stadium section. Like the track's almost like a combination of three different circuits. Really, you've got like a Japan-esque sector one, and this little bit here's like the stadium section at Zandvoort. It's really weird. It's a weird track, but I personally really like the flow of it. But to experience it again, I need to dig the gloves out the cupboard, and they're already home to about 3 or 4 spiders, so I'm not really doing that. But Joseph then braking just to that 100-metre board there on your right hand side on the catch fencing as he comes up to set the first competitive lap that everyone will need to beat, keeping it nice and steady, no wheel spin for the Red Bull driver. He's coming up to the line, riding over the curb a little bit, and it's a 28.3 for the first lap. There's another Alpha Tauri coming behind, that will be Light Shock on the mediums. He does a 28.1. It's now the McLaren of Albini. He's the only one in the Maka this weekend. He does a 28.3. The Merc of Havoc on a 28.5 just behind. I think it's Apollo coming up next. It is. Can he maybe challenge, get near? It's a 31.9. So he's got a little bit of time to find it on that lap. He was taking it easy on the out laps. Maybe the tyres weren't fully up to the temp that he needed. Just wasn't getting the printing that he was promised on the data. Ex-Ferrari, what can you expect? Neon then, on his second run as Mr. It's Tops 99 goes P5. I think he's new. I've not seen him race before, or I have, and I just do not remember because it's been a while since I've been on comms. But he comes into the fray. There's a 29.5. Lama knocks that P5 spot away from him. He does a 28.6. That's also on mediums. The yellow flag sector 2. I think that's just for a slow car and not anyone that's had an incident. And then Gangswell just bringing up the rear of the field there on a 32.5. I think everyone else coming up to set a lap. Mr. Reese, can he get anywhere near the front? So 28.4. See, he's not that far off on the mediums either, and then I think it'll be Neon again just to come up and actually get a time on the board if he so wishes. He's not got much ERS left, so it won't be a representative lap time. Obviously it'll be lower fuel, he won't have much ERS, and the tyres have already done a lap bit. So 28.6, it's not that bad. It puts him right in the midfield, puts him P7, right where he started in Bahrain the last time he was here. As I think that was Jotter coming out of the pit lane. It was indeed, so he'll be starting his lap on the next time by. Mr. Sinful Chris still just sat chilling in the pit lane. He's like, you know what? I have such a big point gap. I don't need quali. Who needs quali? Who needs quali? Everyone else, Chris. Everyone else. I think the rest of them now, some starting out laps, or just about halfway around on their out laps. You've got Brad, you've got both Aston Martins actually. Hunt and Bradford doing a split strategy as well. So some thinking, oh, can't park there, sir. Can't park there. I think he's going again. He's got the ERS. Oh, I know what he's doing. He was getting a longer run up into turn 1. Smart, smart. He's got the TT strats. Never mind. That is a big wiggle. That's very wide. That's another big wiggle. Oh my lord. So this is an F1 quali, not a Zumba class. This is Light Shock, just on a different account. Hello Light Shock, my friend. You're sitting pretty up there with your 28.1. About a 10 clear, he'll be very happy. I don't think Gangswell's going to improve on this. I'm looking at the steering wheel just under the, but I'll hide the UI a wee bit just so you can see. But I'm looking at the Delta, and I'm not seeing much green. And now, being Scottish, I have seen a lot of green in my time, I will tell you that much. I go out. But I'm not seeing much here, but we'll see if he can get anything as he goes over the sector split. Never mind, I'm talking absolute rubbish. He's half a second up. He's half a second up then. Mr. Allied Squire has joined us. He'll be looking to right his wrongs from Saudi as well, as will Light Shock after his accidental boop with the pit wall. Not the pit wall, sorry, just the wall. Gangster Al then Can he hold on to the second, not the second, half a second that he found, but can he bump it up to a second? DRS wide open up to the line, and it is nearly a second, but he still doesn't gain a position. In fact, no, he does actually gain a position. He's jumped Apollo. I'm all over this shop this morning. There just proves my point. That just proves my point. Brad then, on his set of mediums, can he put himself into the fray, braking just after that 100 metre board? You might get a little bit of dirty air from Albini just in front, but it wouldn't cost him that much time. But he is on mediums, so it won't be a representative lap unless he sticks with it up to the line. Then can he enter the fray just a little bit? That's almost a 30 dead from the man in the Aston Martin, so he'll be looking to go again with 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. I think Jottle now will be the next one up to finish a lap, unless this is a this and next. He's going to have to go again on those tyres. Hunt up to the line, and he manages to jump his teammate on a 28.9, but he does have the softer compound. I'm so bad at the first. Well, that's kind of a good sign. That's what you want, because I think Lam is just on a 28.6. I must have missed that. Or is he just starting? I think he's just starting. Yes, he's just starting. Okay. I'm a wee bit all over. I'll get back to this eventually. But we've got this. I think Jota might have a lot of traffic on his lap here. If I can just quickly down to him, because all of these cars ahead of him are on a slower lap. Oh, that's a bit of a rear locking deal. Up the brake by his son. No, not the brake by. Up the diff, son. It's too low. Into this tricky little chicane, and but what try and like nearly cut as much of that as you can get away with, but I think he's backed out of this one. In fact, he's trundling, he's put it in neutral. He's sacked it off, he's sacking the gearbox off, he's had enough. So that will beat him into the pits at the end of this lap. The setup just not working from his Albini coming in. Maybe just getting a little bit of a feel for how those mediums are after a couple of runs. In fact, he's invalidated as well. So that will be him done and dusted. He's probably had this in next, and he's sacked it off completely. Joseph then starting his second run, braking just as that little dip in the road appears at the 100 metre board. You're not wanting to take too much care there, because at one set of the car, and then you want to take as much of that as you can get, but at the same time it's an RNG curve, so you need to do a cheeky inshallah before you do it. Into the Sector 1 Japan replica then, quick to the left, to the right, and I forgot Lama was on a lap and he's done a 27.8. So Mr. Lazy Lama then staking his claim for pole position. He's got the setup strats this weekend. And where is he? Where is? I've lost him. That's shocking. Havoc, there he is there. That will not please Mr. Havoc in the pits. Their little rivalry has been brewing. I've been seeing it in the background. It's been brewing away slowly but surely. That will not please the man in P6, Mr. Havoc 49331, and It's Tops has had a moment. I'm not sure how, but oh dearie. Can't park there, sir. Can't park there. Back to Joseph then on his lap. He's just over 2/10 up then, as he's coming on to the third and, not the third and final, the second DRS straight that we have around the Miami Gardens, just at that 100 metre board, once again on the right hand side, wanting to clip that apex as nice as you can, holding it in third, getting the power down as soon as you come out at that little dip in the road, again hugging the curve nicely, DRS wide open. It's a 27.9, so he can't quite beat it, but Mr. Lightshot can. It's a 27.2, he's done it by 6/10. He's seen Lama at the top and just went, you know what, no, this is mine today. He's taken it all, but Sinful Chris still hasn't done a lap yet either, so he might have something cooking in the background. I think Brad has just come up to start a lap. He has, although it said he was 5/10 up, so that might have been an improvement on that same set of mediums. I think Neon now will be the next to come up to the line. He's also about 2.5 up then. Here he comes in, the DRS flap wide open, cutting it clean to the line. It's a 28.2, so he jumps up above his teammate Reese, who's also on a lap, but he's bumped the wall a little bit there, and I'm not sure how much that will cost him, as he's running now onto the second DRS. The DRS flap wide open for that extra 7 km/h down the straight that you need just to really get the top speed that you need just before that 100 metre board once again, then clipping the apex nicely, holding it decently in third gear just as that little dip comes in, and he's coming into the pits. He's maybe looked like a buffoon. How could you do this to me, Reese? That's shocking. That is shocking. He's done me dirty. Allied Squire then on a lap. That is a purple sector one, but I'm not sure how much I trust it, because this game is a bit wayward with how it does sector times. It's not the best, I will admit. Into the tricky little chicane of turn 14 and 15. I'm forgetting my turns as we go through 16 now onto sector 2, sector 3 split. It says it's a purple sector again, but I'm not sure how much I believe it. I'm not gonna lie, because as I said, the game is very, very dodgy when it comes to this sort of stuff. Jotter is just starting an outlap now. I just saw that flick over, but here comes Allied Squire. Then can he get anywhere near? Because this might be the only run that he gets if he can't get back to the pits in time. He holds it nice and wide. I thought he was going to dive into the pits, make me look like a buffoon once again. DRS wide open up to the line, and it's only P8 for the McLaren driver. He only manages a 28.7, so he'll need to race round again. Oh, that's a nice drift. Up the brake back, no, up the diff, son, up the diff. That will hopefully help the rear lock. I'm seeing a lot of rear locking, and if you don't know, it's that I'm not racing anymore, so I can say it. It's the way that it works is if it's doing that in quali, it will do it in the race. So you need to put the brake bias at about not brake bias, diff. I've done it again. You need to put the diff at about 58ish. 57, 58 for about quali, and then as you put on another set of tyres, it may need to go up or down one click. It's just how they've worked at this game, but it's very annoying. But we wanted realism, we got realism, we can't really complain. But we'll go back on board with Jota, who is looking like he's going to manage to get a valid lap on the board, but with Squire he might be a little bit under pressure. He'll zoom back round and get another time on the board then, so here he comes, the Haas driver. Can he do anything to challenge up the front? It's only P7 for him as well, as he does a 28.4, but they're all very, very close in the midfield. But Lightshock, he's just sat in the garage with his feet up. He's 6/10s clear of Lazy Llama in P2. He's just chilling. He is sat chilling, not a care in the world. Not sure Gangster Al's on a lap. I think he might be on a lap, but I'm not sure how much it'll be an improvement by, and this will definitely be his last run. He won't get back in and out in time. Just at that 100 metre board, holding it in second, clipping the curb a fair amount as he comes now onto the X. Is he going to dive into the pits? No, he is not. He's going to swing it round through the final right-hander. Can he improve by 8/10 as well? But it doesn't improve his grid position. And ladies and gentlemen, cue the Death Star music, because here is your championship leader. This will definitely be his final lap also. This is the man who has never qualified on pole position yet this season, but he leads the championship by about 23 points. He's got the championship in one hand, but he can't quite get the pole position in the other that he needs. Here he comes in through the fast left, right, left. Careful not to do a Charles Leclerc like he done this. You'll spin off into the tyre barriers at the exit of the little fake marina there. He's got a little bit of traffic in the way. In fact, no, it's his teammate. Oh, they're doing a nice slipstream. The AlphaTauri teammates, oh, but they've ruined it. They've not managed to do it quick enough, and it won't help anyone's maybe Sinful Chris going out just now to give Lightshock a run for his final chance, breaking just at that 100 metre board as they come into turn 11 at the end of the first DRS straight. We'll flip to the nice little stadium cam that we've got as they flim their way round through turns 12, 13, 14 and 15 as he bounces and bobbles his way over that little race chicane that's caught Esteban Ocon out a few times, and that hurt me dearly. Yes indeed, a little bit of an arse kick as he comes out of turn 16 as he opens up the DRS for the second time on this lap. And here he comes in, he's going to have some traffic and some distractions on his way to the line, but can he finally get the pole position that he's been craving for? 5 rounds in, he comes into the final corner, short shifts up to third to get a little bit of better traction out of the final corner then, and here he comes round turn 18 and 19, DRS wide open, he's hit the deployment limit and he can't quite get it. It's only a 27.6, he's not going to get the pole position. It will go on to next week if he's not going to get it, and Lightshock has boxed. Excuse me. Lightshock has boxed, so now all pressure on Lazy Llama. Can he find the 6/10ths that he needs? He's found 4 of them already in the first sector. He's captured the mistakes he needed. Now he just needs to use the tyre advantage to get the extra 2/10ths throughout the lap. We'll see if anyone else is actually finishing a lap as they come up to the line. Reese is just starting his now. Neon is just finishing his as well. Just starting his, sorry. Joseph has invalidated. I think Apollo will be the first one to officially complete a lap as the checkered flag will fall in about 7 seconds. But can he maybe get another cheeky lap in up over the line? Can Apollo not start at the back of the grid? Yes, he can. He's bumped himself up to P12. I think Gangster Owl has had a... No, that's not Gangster Owl, sorry, that's Joseph. He's had a moment and his is done and dusted. Albini then, 3 tenths up. Can he get anywhere near the front? Can he get anywhere near the front? Oh no, he can't. He's invalidated. So that is him done and dusted. Can Lazy Llama find the time that he needed? I don't think he's going to get it just enough. He's not. He's only managed to find a 10, so there was a mistake in that lap somewhere. Havoc up to the line, manages a 28 flat. He goes P5. I think it'll be Jota up next. He has managed to get back out and he's half a second up. Can he get anywhere near the front row? Not quite. He's only P6 on a 28.7. Chris pulls into the pit lane, so I think the next one will be Brad up to the line on his soft run. He can only improve to P12, and then it will just be Gangster out up to the line, but he's about 2.5, nearly 3 seconds down. So he won't improve at all, and he will start at the back row of the grid. I don't think Apollo's managed to find 2 tenths, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get what he needs. I'm not sure what the Williams guys were attempting. I think it may have been a slipstream, and Reese's maybe bottled it just a little bit, but Reason's about 13 seconds down on his time and he won't get any of it. But can Neon Shockers pull something out of the bag and find nearly a second to put it near the front row? It's only P4, but so close. It's the fourth row, it's the fourth position, second row on the grid for Neon Shockers. Reese just didn't improve on his final run, so he won't quite get it. But can Apollo find any time? I don't think he did, and my voice is already going, and it's only been 18 minutes. It's going well. It's going well. Where's my water? Oh god. Excuse me. There we go then. So Light Shock takes pole position by 4/10 of a second to the championship leader Sinful Chris, who still doesn't have a pole position, but that is a new PB for him in P2 for quali this week. Lazy Llama in P3, Neon Shockers P4, Joseph up in P5, that's a good result for him. Havoc P6, Jotel P7, Albini P8, Reese P9, Allied Squire P10, Hunt P11, Bradford P12, Apollo P12, P13, Tops P14 and Gangster Al P15. So now, is it a wet race? It's not, but I see clouds. I see clouds on the horizon. Indeed I do. So now, with cooler track conditions, does anyone try a cheeky alternate strat? Does anyone think a hard medium, medium hard? You never really know. I know the hard round here feels terrible. I've done it before and it was so bad. They don't feel very good. But open to interpretation. If people wanna try it, all up to them. When I got out of Chrissy's way, I knocked my wing on the wall. So you've broken a front wing, cost the team about 300,000 in damages, and got pole. Fair play. You know what? Fair play. Fair play. I was up nearly 4/10. Yeah, the chicane is... You want to try and turn in early so that you almost cut it, but at the same time, try not to cut it so you don't invalidate it, but you can cut it a lot on the first one, and then that sets you up perfectly for the next wee bit afterwards. It's usually alright. The early turn-ins and stuff. No, I agree. It is. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. I do think we still have formation lap off because it's a little bit buggy after last time. Is when I don't straighten up the pad stick, it throws me. So, oh yeah, I forgot you were on pad. I forgot you were on pad. On a wheel, it's a lot easier. I will admit. I will admit. Turn 1 is very prone to washing. It's a very deceiving corner because at turn 1 it will go So you run it into the corners like a little divot right at the braking point. You want to make it feel like you're actually like missing the braking point, but it doesn't, and then you hit the apex perfectly. It's such a weird corner, but it works is the weird thing. It's so weird, but it somehow works. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know how they've managed to ruin the game in such a way that it does that. But that is the handling on this game, or just track design. I usually approach to that seems like a bedroom issue, Llama. There's no need to share that in the chat. Good God, good God. You tell her I can't change. I can't change it, man. I can't change it. Well, whilst we're waiting on the, I've got my fun facts. We've if there's any safety cars, we do have a few. I've got a fair amount for this one. This is Miami, the only US city to be founded by a woman. There's your first. There's the first one. The only US city to be founded by a woman, but never mind that, because it's 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. And Lightshot looks like he's got the better start of his teammate in P2. They're going to go side by side into turn 1 as Sinful Chris holds it tight to the inside. They're going to go side by side through turn 2 and 3, and it looks like Sinful Chris is just about going to get away with it, and he has his Lightshot has dropped down to P2 as Lazy Llama is getting a box off his view of the fight between the two Alpha Towers as they're both on medium tires, but Sinful Chris getting the better jump and his teammate off the line, and he's already zooming away into the distance with yellow flags at the back at turn 1. I think Jotha had a little bit of an incident and he's been spun round, but he should catch up quite quickly because it is only lap 1. Let's just get all the data up that we need. As Allied Squire's up 7 places, up 3 places into 7th. Off the start of this, we're going to look behind to see if anybody's fancying a move, and Albini is on the inside of Joseph in the Red Bull. Can he get it done as he goes round the outside as AWS is ruining this perfect moment on lap 1. They're going to go side by side into the chicane. Can they hold it tight? There's a little bit of bumping and bulging. They're both off the track at different points. Oh, and he's in the wall. Oh dear, that was clumsy from start to finish from both sides. It's just not a place you want to overtake. It's not an overtaking spot, lads. It's not possible, but Joseph then getting a little wiggle of wing damage, or I think he's just paused to clip it. There as he goes down the straight. Oh, and he's nearly tagged Albini as well, oh Jesus. But he'll be into the pit lane at the end of this lap. That'll bump everybody else up. Squire has no front wing. Havoc is... I'm not sure Havoc even knows where he's going after that. That was... I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Back up to the front then. How many is that? Is that everybody? Is that 5 people into the pits for wing changes? Reese needing a new wing, Tops needing a new wing, Squire getting a full new front wing. I think Apollo is the same, he needs a new full front wing as well. I'm not sure what's happened at the start of this one. But Llama then all over the back of Lightshock ahead. We're going to switch so we can see the gap to the interval and the tyres. But here comes Llama then. Is he going to go for the move into turn 11 at the end of the DRS straight? It's not been activated just yet, but he pokes his nose in up the inside of that Alpha Tauri. A little bit of bulging and bumping. They almost get super glued together as they're coming through the little stadium section at the fake harbour, but he just has to cede the position and sit behind for now. And all this battling is going to invite Neon in behind as well, so he sat there rubbing his hands, licking his lips, saying I might have a potential podium on the cards here. As recent Allied Squire are going side by side down the straight. I think he's just managing to get that move done, but Allied Squire might fancy a move again into turn 11. He switches to the inside, he's alongside the Williams into turn 11, little bit of wheel banging, but he has to cede the position and fall behind for just now. Anyone else going for a move? Jotter then flying by, he's already got no ERS, and it's only been 2 laps on the inside of a hunt at the penultimate corner, just getting that move done. A little bit argy-bargy as I think Havoc has managed to find the pit lane this time. I think he got wing damage on lap 1 as well, just trying to avoid all the carnage that did happen. But I think, is it a wing change or is it a tyre change? It is a tyre change. Okay. Undercut of the century then from Javi. He saw Lama nearly get pulled and he's like, nope, we're not having it. This rivalry cannot go on any longer then. The DRS has now been activated and Light Shock is outside it. But I think Lama might be as well. Has he got it? Nope, Lama has got it. But he's dropped out of it at the same time, and Light Shock having to burn some of that ERS that sat and saved just to get back into his teammates. So it's weird that the Alpha Tauris aren't playing the team game this early on in Sinful Chris. He just wants gone. He wants gone. Wants to extend that championship lead as much as he can before he's going to get his first pole of the season. We'll go back through. I think Lama might have dropped out a little bit here because there's the detection point. Just that little white line there that they've just went over at the sector split, and he's not in it enough. I think Neon might have got it. He has indeed, as you see that little green bar just slowly going up and then the little beep to show that it is open. Light Shock is back in the DRS of his teammate as well. I think Lama's had to use as well, just be the same behind it. Albini getting a little bit closer to the back of Neon Shockers, but he can't get the move done just yet, as Lama might be out of this again. He is, he's not quite close enough, and when you lose DRS on this track, you fall back so quickly. You fall back so quickly, and Light Shock has got nearly, oh, that's a bit of a wiggle from Sinful Chris as he gets it all wrong coming out of turn 2 and 3, and that's going to invite Light Shock into the fray. He's seen that his teammate is struggling on those tyres. He's drifting again as he's had to back out of it a little bit, let off the throttle as he's running wide. I think he's letting his teammates through. They're playing the mind games. They're both playing the mind. They're both going side by side. None of them want to go ahead to get the DRS. He's going to invite Lama in because one of them's not going to get it. So now they both need to be careful. Lama's sat here lifting his lip. It's Sinful Chris that's got it, but here comes Lama. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straight. This isn't going to work out well. But I think Light Shock's managed to back out. He's always going to happen. Lama's going to try and go around the outside at turn 11. He's going to run himself out of road if he can keep it tight, but he's got the racing line. He's going to try and hold it to the inside, but Sinful Chris then turns to the inside for the next corner, and he's just going to have to stay behind, but he's got past one Alpha Tauri, and now he's going to have to get past the other because they both have the same amount of ERS as well. So Sinful Chris is going to have to burn as much as he can if he wants to stay ahead, but Lama, I think he's going to go for it here if he fancies it. He's got the DRS that he needs. Light Shock is just wondering what on earth has just happened to me, but here comes Lama then round the outside at the penultimate corner, breaking just at that 100-metre board. A little bit of contact and a little bit of a squeeze, but he should get away with all of it, and he's behind also at that DRS detection point. He'll have another chance into turn 1 if he fancies it. Here he comes in at the start of lap 5. Will there be a change for the lead as Lazy Lama lines up a move round the outside, potentially going for a switch back, but he can't get the throttle down quick enough over here. Actually, he might actually pull it off if he can get close enough to the inside, but I think Sinful Chris just placing that Alpha Tauri right where it needed to be, the exit of turn 1 and 2, and he stays ahead just for just now, but it's been all over at the start of this. I can feel my voice going already, which isn't good because we've still got about 26 laps of this to go, which isn't great. I think Allied Squire and Reese going side by side into turn 1. We both want to keep this clean, lads. You've already had your race kinda ruined with some early lap 1 collisions. I think Reese just lifting off, having to run out wide, just getting a little bit of dirty air out of the way, but never mind that because Lazy Lama, Sinful Chris going for it again. Lama might have learned from his mistakes. He has to go to the inside for turn 11. He gets pushed a little bit wide by Sinful Chris, a little bit of wheel banging just to shove him out wide to keep that position, but Lama's learned he needs to be on the inside for that corner because it then turns to the inside again for the chicane, and that's where you need to be for the racing line. He bumps the wall a little bit on exit, and I think he's got the ERS advantage and the DRS. Here he comes in. This should be as straightforward as it gets for the lead. Then on lap 5 we have another change for the lead, but here comes Light Shock as well. He might even fancy a move on Lama into the last corner if he thinks about it. Not quite just yet. It's a big lock up from the Alpha Tauri driver, but now Lazy Lama then has it all to defend for. Sinful Chris is sat there with his head in his hands wondering how on earth has this happened. How am I now P3? The DRS is too OP. Into turn 1 then at the start of lap 6. It's Lazy Lama that leads us away after starting P3 on the grid. He's managed to get past both Alpha Tauri drivers. Oh, that's another big snap. He didn't get the power down that he needed. That's going to invite both of them in behind. His Light Shock going to fancy a move into turn 4 and 5. He's not quite there yet as we go to the left, right, and then the long left of turn 6 and 7 then. At the end of sector 1, the DRS detection point, just that little white line that they've just went over, and Light Shock has so much, almost a double the ERS that Lama has. Is he going to fancy a move for the lead? Will we have a third change for the lead in 6 laps? Indeed we will, because round the outside he goes. And before turn 11, he gets the move done just before the braking zone. Lama runs a little bit wide, and he can't get the move redone. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. I think Squires had a moment and spun off, or there might have been contact with Reese. I did see it come up just at the bottom, but I wanted to stick with the main battle just to see if anything actually happened. But Lama then has dropped back down to P2, and now Lightshock is going to have to burn the ERS that he saved to stay ahead, maybe even try and break the DRS behind. But they're all just sat in this lovely little train. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Is Albini going to fancy a move into the last corner? He has a little bit of a look at that Kraken sponsored rear wing of Neon Shockers just ahead of him, but he's not close enough to make a move. But will anyone fancy a move into turn 1 at the start of lap 7? Is anyone close enough to fancy a move? Be a little bit cheeky and brave. Into the... Oh, that's a punt and a half. And Lazy Llama has been spun round by Sinful Chris. He's going to have to repent for those sins once again. That is... Oh... That's 20 years in prison for murder, that is. Oh, that did not look good. Oh, that'll be more than a slap on the wrist and a finger wagging in the steward's room. Oh, is Neon spun? Neon's lost it on the marbles on exit, and he's been spun round as well. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. As Chris and Albini are now going side by side. It's like Saudi all over again. So that's a three-way fight. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I think Albini's managed to just about pull that off. And the light, I'm speechless. I'm speechless at what I've seen. Lightshock's just had a gap of about 5 tenths, go up to 3.3 in the space of 3 quarters. I'm speechless. I am absolutely speechless. So now, race is in Lightshock's hands. Can Sinful Chris go for a move and make it an Alpha Tauri 1-2, because Albini, with more ERS, he's not getting enough. With Chris behind, he's not getting enough. ERS just behind as they break for turn 17, just past that little speed trap there. That's what that little white line's for. And then it's the double dose of ERS, not ERS, a double dose of DRS as we head on to lap 8. Then it's been carnage to start. Jottel's up to P5, I've just noticed. Where was it he started again? Let me just see. He did start P7, I do remember, but Hunt's also up to P6 as well, so there's been a lot of gains. Gangster was up to P9 also, so there's been a lot of gains on these first couple of laps. We're only 8 laps in, there's already been numerous changes. Neon Shockers is in for a new wing, so I'm assuming he's tapped the wall when he spun round to just try to stop the car and get it corrected. Brad's also into the pits. We've got a yellow flag at the back, and I think Squires had another moment coming out of the final corner, and Havoc will fly back past him. And those two can have a little bit of fun with the DRS train. They can just sit and conjure up. But Sinful Chris is now, I think he might just sit behind, save a little bit of ERS, just have Albini tow him along, because the gap's staying roughly the same. Roughly the same as that bollard has already been taken out completely. I don't think it survived lap 1, if I'm being honest. But onto, oh, that is a safety car. That is a safety car. So Lightshock's advantage that he had wiped out completely, and the two that just boxed will be fuming. They will be fuming. So who will box? Well, the hard should go to the end from here. So Lightshock into the pits, Albini into the pits, Sinful Chris into the pits. Well, Lazy Llama peel into the pits. He is indeed, he's just taking it slow, he doesn't need to worry about it. Jotter flying into the pits at speed. Hunt also into the pits. Now this is going to be, see if Albini or even Lazy Llama can jump Sinful Chris in the pits. Oh, he nearly does as well. Oh, he nearly does. They've both put on softs. I'm not sure on that one, lads. Oh! What? Huh? Huh? How? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Oh, he's overtaken the safety car. I think that's what's happened. The safety car was not moving. So if you drove past it, I think Hunt has a. Yeah, they said, oh yeah, he's went past. Oh, that's unfortunate. They need to make it so that the safety car rolls, and so it's not just parked. Because when you come round a corner at that kind of speed just out the pits, it's like, you know, it's not the best. It's not the best, but no luck once again for Lightshock. He taps the wall. The tiniest lapse of concentration at Saudi, he taps the wall. That's him done. The same's happened in Miami, where the safety car just hasn't moved. It's just not been his season so far, but it is only round 5, son, don't worry. It will come back. We'll find the points back. What I am confused about is why Lama and Chris are on softs. Because the hards could go to the end. It's either that or they're doing a soft medium. But I think the hards are a mandatory race tyre, so you might need to actually use them. Or the game's just put them on the wrong tyre. It's... Well, now it's saying he's retired. Well, no, he was DSQ'd, game. You've confused yourself. I think Apollo picked up a 5 seconds for speeding in the pits as well. And Lightshock has led. Honestly, mate, I don't blame you. I would leave as well after that. I'd retire again after that. But this is... It is unfortunate because it's wiped out the lead that you had. And then the safety car doesn't move and you accidentally pass it. There's not much you can do. And then once you've actually passed the safety car, it just stops. It won't let you back through either. It is a bit busted. I think Squire had rear wing damage. That's what it is. Squire had rear wing damage, that's why he kept spinning. That's unfortunate. Which makes me wonder, does Lama have rear wing damage after that punt as well? Pace feels good, but people going side by side through the chicane ruined it. It ruined a few people's race. It gave Joseph wing damage. But he's not I think he's the only one that's not boxed under the safety car. Apart from Neon and Brad. He might be in at the end of this lap, I'm not sure, so I'm going to quickly get a drink. Just while I can. And before we get racing again, I'll sneak in one more fun fact about this track. Just before we're all getting ready to go, as Albini will lead us off, so we'll switch up there. But the track layout for this, like I've said, it's like a wee bit like Monza and Zandvoort. Track layout was decided by a simulation of 36 different layouts. 36 different tracks, and they came up with this. Isn't that great? Speaking of not that great, that's not a decent restart from Albini. It didn't catch Sinful Chris napping at all, but Jotters managed to catch Lazy Llama snoozing at the wheel. Hand them the keys, Jeff, hand them the keys as they head into turn 1 and 2. Little bit of wheel banging between the Hash and the Ferrari, but both of them managed to come out still in one piece. Sinful Chris has already managed to get past Albini and into the lead, but he will need to box again. There is not a chance those softs will make it to the end, so Albini maybe just playing it a little bit wise, a little bit smart, thinking, I don't need to fight this yet, there's no point, he'll need to box again, and he might just do the same with Lazy Llama behind with that yellow dipped Ferrari just behind them in his mirrors. Neon, is he going to fancy a move on Joseph? They're both burning so much battery just to try and stick with it. I think Llama might go for a maybe thought about it. They were almost alongside for a little bit, but those softs, oh, there's a bit of contact as well. As he just pushes him round the corner just that little bit, but those softs, oh, that's a drift and a half. This isn't Tokyo, son, it's Miami. This is Will Smithland. We're going to Miami. Sorry. Anyway, the softs will have a lot more of an advantage than those hards, but the Albini just not using any ERS down that back straight. Lama using a little bit just to get alongside as he sends it down the inside at turn 17, and he gets the move done just before the end of lap 11. Sinful Chris setting a new fastest lap of the race, but Albini, he's not backing down from it. He wants to try and hold on for this as much as he can. As Jota sends it up the inside, bangs his way out. That seemed a, oh, that's a spin as well. That's just clumsy. That just seemed a bit clumsy. I don't really think the move was on there. They were already too wide. I think Albini try kind of keep it a wee bit tidy, but that was just a bit clumsy from both of them there. That wasn't, yeah. It's not what you want to see. I'll say that is Tops and Gangster Olive Kill. That Havoc is, oh, he's not having a good day. Oh, he's not having a good day. Not having a good day either. Joseph on his 10 lap old hards. I think he might be trying to go to the end on these, I'm not gonna lie. Another near enough 27, 28 laps on those hards. It's not impossible, but I wouldn't advise it. Hunt has managed to make his way up to P3. I've just noticed that. I'm not gonna ask how, but fair play, son. Fair play. So we'll see, can Brad get past Joe? Oh, he's already flying past. Oh, and he sells him a dummy. It's the signature move. They've collided on the straight, but it's his signature move. That one very recent as well, as Brad is already blinking with no ERS left in the tank of that Alfa Romeo. As Albini gets past Joseph as well, and Joseph getting a massive twitch out of turn 17 there, just not getting the traction down when he needed it. But now all pressure's on Brad because he's got no ERS, and he might be out of the DRS range of Neon ahead as well if he's not careful. Tops and Havoc, I think, are going side by side, or trying to go side by side. Excuse me, down the main straight, which is. We've seen collisions there already. We've seen collisions with Schumacher and Vettel in 22. We've seen collisions everywhere. Lama's picked up a 3-second penalty. So now, if Hunt can hold on to P3, he might have a podium, even a P2 on the cards. If he manages to keep it clean and can keep with them, Jota gets back past Joseph. Joseph's just dropping like a fly at this point. Everyone around him is just on those fresh tyres, and he can't do anything. Not being able to do anything either as Brad is. Here comes the Flying Williams of Reese up the inside, gives him a little bit of a squeeze and a nudge, and now he's got Albini on the inside of him as well, so you'll need to be careful not to turn in on him just like Jota done 2 laps ago, but they all managed to keep it nice and tidy for now as we head on to the second back straight with DRS. Will they be able to get the job done? Here we go then, Fabrizio Romano. Brad, there's no point in using, son, you don't have anything left. But he's got nothing left. I'm going to lose my job, and he's going to lose his position as well. As Reese flies past, already ahead before the break-ins when he's up into P5. It's a Williams P4 and P5 as it stands. A double points finish for them would do them wonders in the Constructors' Championship as they are trailing a little bit behind. But Brad now, he's also going to get DRS behind, but because Neon may have done a wee bit of a cheeky move, lifted off a little bit, gave his teammates some DRS, and now we might see some team orders in play. As Havoc try to go round the outside of its Tops into turn 1, he breaks late, gives him a little bit of a nudge and a squeeze and a shoe, you're not taking my position, but I think they're going to manage to keep it clean. Never mind, he's going to swing all the way around the outside of the Alfa Romeo driver, and he's up into P11, and he's trying to just get away from all the carnage. But little does he know, once he gets past that, there's even more carnage up ahead for him, unfortunately. Brad with no ERS, kind of just needs to sit in the DRS train and kind of hope. I think Reese might have just missed out on the DRS of his teammate ahead, but right now it's all aboard the Hunt train. As Havoc managed to get past Gangster Al into turn 11, just about. Just before the break-in zone, hopefully Gangster Al doesn't send out. He has a little bit of a look, but Havoc is already ahead on the brakes and turning in by the time they get to the apex. Back up then to this fight for P7. Oh, there's been contact at the back, and that is Tops in a wall. Has he lost his wing? Lost a little bit of it on that side. That's unfortunate for him then, because Hunt is desperately trying to break the the slipstream, the absolute train that has formed behind them. I don't think it's going to be enough as Reese is getting a bit wiggly on the power. So was Brad Albini and even Jota all behind. Here comes Jota. Then has he learned from his mistake? A few laps ago, he's not going to be close enough for the move as Bradford defends to the inside to try and hold Albini behind. And he might have just done it, but the McLaren driver switches to the inside for the next corner. And Brad putting that Aston Martin where it needs to be. And he keeps hold of his P6 for just now. But he has dropped out of the DRS range of Reese ahead. So he needs to try and use whatever ERS he's got left to just try and claw that back. And speaking of no ERS either, Hunt is dangerously low. He's only at 20% and he's got Neon behind on even more. I think Brad has missed the DRS detection there as well, and Neon is already going to be ahead before we get to turn 11. We just need to hope none of them do anything silly on the straight. He's already ahead. We'll go back to this battle now as Albini's managed to get past Brad, and here comes, oh, there's more contact. Oh, that's a silly send. Oh, that's a silly send from Brad. He was already ahead. That move was never on Sun. As he's tried to I think he's tried his switchback move and it's not worked as Albini was already ahead. But Brad getting the up and down chicane all mixed up. It's costing Jota time behind as well. He can't get the power down that he needs, and Jota just wants past to try and stay in this fight. Brad giving him a little bit of a squeeze into the wall. He has put him in the wall. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I think nope, Brad just has nothing left. They're bouncing off wheels on the straight. It's not what you want to see. Oh, there's contact as well. The Williams have collided. Both Williams have collided. Hunt's pulling into the pits. I think he's lost an end plate or his tyres have gave up the ghost. But Albini's back up into P3 where he was before all the carnage is kicked off. Reese has punted his teammate round to get into P4. Jaws managed to get past Brad at the penultimate corner, turn 17 and 18. He managed to get that move done. But now the main fight is for this last step on the podium, and it's all just slipped away from Hunt. He was on for a P2 if he managed to keep the pace up. But I think it was a front wing change that has cost him, and he's had to come in, put another set of mediums on for the last 14 laps of the race. But these two up front, they're just sat chilling. But they do need to pit again, and they need to try and break the gap, or at least come out in a little bit of clean air to the guys behind so they don't all get caught up in it. So it's going to be another shootout to see who can get it. Is Reese going to go for a move on Albini at turn 11 at the end of the first DRS straight? He has a little bit of a look. He'd learned from what Brad done last lap. There was no punting this time, so he tries to hold it around. There might have been a little bit of a punt there as well. Oh, and Jota's rounding in the wall again. And he's retired instantly. I mean, it's not what you want to see, but like, he probably could have kept going, because the others still needed to box and you probably would have got points. But I don't think that move was on, because that did look like Reese got hit from behind. You don't normally get forced out wide that much, just from a little simple slide. But Reese then, at the penultimate corner, turn 17 and 18, as Albini's managed to switch back him absolutely beautifully, and I think he might have got the DRS from that as well. He's managed to time it right. No, he's not. So it'll be Reese. In fact, none of them have got the DRS. I don't know how that's happened, but none of them have got the DRS for that. And Albini pulling off a perfect switchback to keep his podium place intact. Joseph finally pulls into the pits to sack off his 15-lap old stint on those hard tyres. But Brad might try and claw back what he can. Neon as well after getting hit by his own teammate. It's all just been carnage. They've all just tripped over each other. There's something in the Miami air. We'll call it that way. And I don't think... Oh, that's understeer and a half. That was painful to look at. Oh, that was painful to look at. He might just be able to keep in the DRS he has, which is good for Reese. He can keep the podium fight going just that little bit longer if he wants to. But as it stands, I think Albini might be able to just about hold on for this win, because those two in P1 and P2 will need to box again. And Lama with his pens, he might drop down off the podium as well. So it's not looking... Oh, that was a big slide from Brad. It's not looking too bad for the guys in about P3 to down about P6. They'll probably come out at about Havoc and P7, roughly. In fact, let me just get the gap to the leader up. 20, yeah, they'll be about P6, P7 once they come out. And there's a fair amount of open air there as well, and lots of clean air for them to come out into, which is good, which is what you want. On to lap 18 then, for the fight for the final spot on the podium. As it stands, as the top two still need to box. Oh, Reese. Oh, excuse me, that's not the racing line. I mean, he's dropped out of DRS, so he's lost time from doing it, but that's not the racing line. Naughty, naughty, finger wag. That's shocking. That is shocking. Albini's managed to break the gap to Reese behind. I think Reese might honestly have damage after that collision with Neon, because the front end is just not turning in for him at all. It may just be the hard tyres as well. But speaking of tyres, let's see how bald are these softs. I'm just going to hide the UI, and once we get out the shadows, see if there's any signs of wear on these softs. It's the sun glare as it is, I can't really see much. I just want to see how worn they might be, because after all of that, you'd assume about a 10 lap stint on softs at this track, on a street track as well on softs, they must be a wee bit worn. I think I can see a wee bit of blistering, but not enough. So they might be able to actually hold on. If they do, then fair enough, but they're lapping nearly 3 seconds slower than their PBs. I think Lam was about 3/10 quicker that lap as well. But Albini's managed to breathe a sigh of relief. He can sit and conserve his ERS and maybe try and get his first win of the season. He came so close in Bahrain, he overshot it. In Saudi, he missed out after a three-way battle on the last lap. Australia, he was second again, and then Azerbaijan, he didn't even show up. So he needs the win just for the confidence boost. He does need it. But they're all slowly starting to get a bit spread out. I think Neon's slowly closing back in on Brad ahead, but even then he might have rear wing damage after that hit as well. Lazy Llama might also have it as well. He might just be able to sneak into the DRS here if he's able to. The detection point's just there, and it is a little bit buggy. So we'll see if he managed to get it or not. Unfortunately not. So he might have to go another lap, or maybe he might try and get it at the chicane just at the exit as well. That's better. Is Joseph close enough for him? Maybe he's not getting the DRS, but he's about 7 or 8 tenths just off, so they're getting closer. They're getting closer, but Chris staying out for an 11th lap on those mediums, and there it is. There's the first call. Lazy Llama into the pits. Now, what tyres will it be? Will it be another set of softs or a set of mediums? For the red Ferrari, what will it be? Drum roll, mediums. For the Dutch driver, it is yellow wall tyres for the yellow dipped Ferrari. On lap 20, maybe he could have done softs again if he wanted, but he needs to get out in front of Havoc here. It's critical for his Grand Prix and his potential race results. If he can stay ahead of him, and he has managed to, he's done that perfectly, which is really, really good for Ferrari driver. Today, I think Neon's pulled into the pit. I'm not sure why, because I think he would have been okay to the end, but he's came in, put a set of mediums on. So Llama now, your man in P5, the one to watch. If he can keep it clean on this outlap and save the ERS, not get involved in silly battles, he should be okay. Well, he's already got DRS. You don't need to use any more, son. You just need to get past. Wasting all your battery already. No, it's so painful to see. But he flies past Bradford into turn 11. If he can hold it round the outside, and I think Brad will just let him go because he knows he's not fighting for this one. But the main ones fighting for it will be Reese and Albini, who are now P2 and P3. But will Chris respond to the call of Lazy Llama? Will he come in? Will it be another set of softs? Will it be another set of mediums? He's holding it far to the right, and he has responded into the pits. He comes. Will it be another set of softs for him? That might be why he's only done one run in qualifying. Will it be softs or mediums? Red walled softs, yellow walled mediums. What will it be as he comes into the pits? It's another set of softs. So he saved the softs for the Grand Prix, which is a smart play, I must say. Fair play. I wouldn't have thought of that. But has Llama found the 3-second gap that was there to maybe just try and get ahead? I don't think he has, because Chris he's already up and away and out of sight. Found the time that he got the time that he needed. Brad's come in, put a set of softs on as well. So they're all just going for glory runs at the end of the race. I mean, fair enough. because you might have the pace, but Albini now needs to hope and pray that Reese fights for his life for this, because 12 lap old hards versus fresh softs is like a hydrogen bomb versus a newborn child. It's just not fair, and he's got so much more battle, equal amounts of battery, but it depends, will he go for the move into turn 11? He's eyeing it up, eyeing it up, eyeing it up, he sends it late on the brakes, Reese gives him the room, he bounces over the curb on the apex of 11, they go into 12 and 13, he tries to push him wide, but those softs just have the enough amount of grip that they need. As Albini's picked up 3 seconds, it's done. He's licked the stamp, sent it, and it's been delivered to Chris's house by mistake, and the win is now Chris's for the taking. He just needs to not do what Lightshock done in Saudi and accidentally hit the wall or DNF himself by accident, but this race is now Chris's to lose. As Lama now on his fresh mediums is slowly closing up to this gap as well. So this might be move for the race as we head onto lap 22 then. Riding the curb. Not a purple set, but I think he's used too much of his ERS to go for a move. I think Hunt's going to line up a move on Joseph down the inside. Oh, he thinks, oh, that's a hit, oh dear. Oh, that's clumsy. We've seen that a few times today. That's just unfortunate. They both moved across at the same time and he was already there. That's unfortunate. Chris is lagged out. The commentator's curse! The commentator's curse! Oh, that's not good, but it means Reese will have DRS, you might be able to defend from Lama. How much will this set back Chris? Will he drop out of the 3 seconds that Albini has? They're both using so much to try and get ahead before he's able to get back into the lobby. I'll see if I can get him an invite back. I'll jump on the race director very, very quickly and see. Oh, we can't view gamer cards anymore. Forgot they changed that. Oh, he's back in already. He's back in. Okay. His Lama's picked up another penalty as well. So Chris, he's not lost that much time. But how much has the AI burnt out his tyres? How much has the AI ruined the brand new softs that he had? Lama and Reese are going side by side down the second DRS straight into turn 17. Lama just getting ahead, but he's got no ERS to defend with, and he's also got 6 seconds as well. So, will Reese be able to fight a comeback, or will he just sit behind and go, they both have pens, there is no point in me fighting this at all? Albini's nearly broke the 3 second gap to in fact he has broke the 3 seconds to almost to Reese, just about. Sinful Chris has managed to get back into his cockpit, the wheel's been plugged back in, the Wi-Fi has stabilised itself, and he is back and he's chasing down Reese again to try and get the podium back. Just look at the pace difference between those tyres. He might even go for a cent here if he thinks about it. He has indeed. He's all near enough to letting Reese's tyres just oversteer for him, and he's already through and ahead. He's already setting PBs as well. Lama Sun brace for impact, he's on the way. He's on the way. Reese does have DRS, so he might be able to just stick with them a little bit, but through the chicane he's going to lose so much time because those softs, they're just fresher than everything that anyone else has. As everyone else now is just pulling in to the pitch, putting on brand new sets of softs at the end of their stint. I think Joseph's coming in for another front wing change, so the tyres might not have been put on correctly for him. Reese has dropped out of a second, and I think Chris is out of a second as well of Lama. Albini must have made a mistake somewhere, or the hub, the medium, fresh mediums, I don't think gain that much on the old hards, but he's gaining and gaining, so it's going to be potentially a 4-way fight for the final steps on the podium once again. It's happened again. It's every time. Saudi, Bahrain, and now here again, and Baku as well after Lama missed out on the last lap. But Sinful Chris is definitely in the DRS now. Reese is fully dropped back from this, so he'll just have to sit and pick up the crumbs if any fly his way off the dinner plate. But here we go then, lap 25, 6 to go of this Miami Grand Prix round 5, season 1 of SRL. We have a yellow flag at the back for its tops, and is that a safety? It's a VSC. It is a VSC. If that was a safety car, that would have been an incredible end. An incredible end, and we'll see if Top's got any damage from that. Oh, he's lost his full wing, I think. I'm not seeing any wing. Oh dear. I mean, you're still in the points, son, so you might get something out of it, but that's not what you want. His DRS has been enabled again. I was finishing my water as Chris is already sending it on Lama through turn 11 into turn 12. There's a little bit of wheel banging as we're getting a lovely panoramic view of these two going side by side into the chicane. Then who's going to cede the position? They're both still going side by side, bouncing over the curbs. Lama just manages to stay ahead and get his front nose in just where it needs to be. I think he's managed to get the DRS as well, but this will irate Chris so much. He needs to get these places done. Lama's not managed to get the DRS on Albini ahead, but here comes Sinful Chris as he flies past Lazy Lama in the Ferrari's already ahead before they get to the braking zone. But now Lama will have a chance to fight back, but because Albini's tyres are so old, when there's nothing left on them, he'll get DRS off Albini. Will he go for a move as we go on to lap 25 of 29 of this race? He's not quite close enough for a move into turn 1, but the tyres are so old he can't get the power down where he needs to be. He's defenceless to the championship leader behind. He's all over the back of that Dark Tree sponsored McLaren front rear wing as we head into the twisty section of turn 4, 5, 6 and 7 now as they funnel their way to the end of sector 1, and Chris just needs to be careful he doesn't pick up any extra penalties here as we head on over that first DRS detection point as he's lighting up the battery. The kilowatts are being deployed, the DRS flap wide open, but here comes Lazy Lama as well. They're going to go 3 wide again down the back straight. None of them have any battery. It's 3 wide as we head into turn 11. Who's going to back out of it? Not Lazy Lama. The Dutch balls growing bigger by the minute as he tried to go down the inside of Sinful Chris, but he just doesn't have the tyre grip that those softs have. My voice is dying, everything's dying. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. But because Sinful Chris doesn't have much battery left, Lazy Lama might be able to try and mount a comeback because the AI might have burnt those softs out, and he is gaining. He is in fact gaining, but they both have absolutely no battery left to fight with, and because he's got those fresh softs as well, he'll just get a much better run. Oh, that's a tank slapper and a half. This Lama got a wee bit too greedy. He saw the lights. He saw the lights and said they were too bright. Lap 26 out of 29. We'll go back to this wee fight in the midfield as Neon is looking for a move to get past Hunt heading into turn 17 in the second DRS straight. I think he's already miles ahead before they get to the braking zone. Hunt wisely backing out of that one and just ceding position and trying to bring home the points for the team. Back to the fight at the front, and Reese might still get a podium here. His tyres are very, very old and very, very bald. That's so painful to watch that understeer. That is so painful to watch. I feel so bad. But if he can stick in within about 6 seconds of Lama, he might be able to get P3. He might be able to get P3. It'll be close. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get it, but it will be close. And I don't think Albini will need to get past Lazy Lama either, because if you do a quick switch to that's a hit of the wall. If you do a quick switch to the penalty situation, Lazy Lama on 6 and Albini on 3. So if Albini can just stick within 3 seconds of Lazy Lama ahead, he will get P2 and Lama will drop to about maybe P3, P4 if Reese can mount a comeback in time. I'm not sure he'll be able to, unfortunately for him. Back. That's what I was looking for. Very blind. Very blind. Lap 27 then of this Grand Prix. We've got It's Tops and Gangster Al fighting over the wooden spoon at this point. I think Joseph's looking for a move for the last paying points position that we've got on Apollo as he flies down the inside of that Ferrari. Apollo not looking for a switchback anytime soon, so he'll just have to cede that position and it'll drop from 2 points to 1. Tops maybe looking for a move on Gangster Al as the Red Bulls weaving. Oh, they've collided. Oh. Anyway, back to the leaders then, as he's been lapped now actually. I've just realised after that incident. Yeah. I think it's all simmered down a bit as Tops has picked up another 3-second pin, but the main fight now is the near enough. I wouldn't call it the wooden spoon, it's like the copper spoon. at this point for the last point on offer, and who will only get 1 and who will only get 2 between Joseph and Apollo. But as they've all slowly spaced out. Still a bit. Neon getting a little bit of a wiggle there through the wee stadium section that they have just across from the harbour. I think Reese has officially dropped out of the range that he's got. Tops has retired. Is that on track or in the pits? I think that's on track. That is on track. It's a bit naughty. People need to be careful of that as they come down the start-finish straight. I don't understand retiring with about a lap to go. I'm not going to lie, I don't really see the point in that. You've already done most of the race, so you may as well finish it, you know. We'll jump to the fight at the front if it's still going. Gangster's got no front wing. I'm not sure how he's still going with he's no front wing. But he is fighting the leader. I'm not sure why. But he is doing it. I think Hunt's boxing for a fastest lap attempt as he's put on set us off. So Chris just showing the difference between having fresh softs, mediums, and an actual working front wing. Just a present front wing at that point, I won't lie. I think Gangster's best bet is just to move out of the way a bit here so he doesn't get pens for impeding the leaders. It's all properly spaced out now. I think Albini's should keep a spot on the podium. It will be about P2 and Lama is definitely safe in P3. So it's a decent result for him. A P3 to P3 is not too bad. It's very, very unfortunate for Light Shock as his DS. He's a very, very strange DSQ. It's robbed us of a potential another very, very nice last lap battle. But as we head on then to the last lap, we will ride on board with your championship leader as he's hoping for no other disconnects, no other issues. I've lost game audio. Oh no, it's back. It's been his day today. He's fought through the troubles. He's dropped to P3 off this. Jumped up to first. Sorry, off the start as my mic's popping a little bit. I apologise for that. But it's, oh no, the audio's just died again. I love this game. There we go. Nope, it's fully died. Okay, so I have no game audio. It's brilliant. I love this. There we go. Just had to unplug, plug back in. Always works. But your championship leader then, he will fully take, is it now 3 wins in a row? I do believe 3 wins in a row. Technically 4 if you count the sprint. If you count the sprint at Azerbaijan, but here he comes in up to the second last corner, then through turn 17. He's done it all. He's done everything. He'll come up to the line through 18. Up to 19, riding the curb perfectly up to the line, and it's Sinful Chris who takes P1 here in Miami this weekend. Lazy Llama takes P2 on track, but he might just about drops to P3 on the podium just by a tenth and a half, so Albini must have had a moment on that last lap. So Lazy Llama takes P3, then Reese just missing out in P4. Havoc, after a whirlwind of a race, I would say. I think he was last at one, but he was about P14, P15. He finishes P5. That's a decent points haul for Merck today. Bradford comes home in P6, a good result for him. It's P7 for Neon Shockers in the Williams just there. I think Hunt might be going for the fastest lap. I'm not sure if he'll get it. But on the run up though, he's got no ERS, so I don't think he'll grab it just enough. As he's bouncing over the curb, I don't think he'll get it. But he takes P8. It's a good result for the Aston Martin boys this weekend, a P6 and a P8. It will be Joseph to take P9, and then I think Apollo is just fully backed off and he's just let Joseph take the final points that there is on offer. So that will be P9 2 points. He crosses the line and he gets it. Apollo then up to the line and he takes P10, the final points on offer. What happened to Light Shock? The safety car was stopped at the side, and he was expecting it to move off as he went by, and it just didn't. So he's passed the safety car, and it's disqualified him for it. which even then is just unfortunate. It's completely unfortunate. There's nothing you can do. But gave me no time to give the place. But it doesn't. You can't even give the place back afterwards. The safety card just doesn't pass you. They've not put a thing in for it. It doesn't recognise it. But Sinful Chris then, 3 wins in a row. The potential new Max Verstappen of the SRL League. He takes P1, Lama and Albini behind in P2 and P3. And there's your final results as the clouds did eventually clear. Thankfully, as my audio finally returns so I can hear the lovely music. We've got Sinful Chris then in P1, just missing out on his fastest lap by a tenth. Albini in P2, Lazy Llama P3. It's Reese in P4. It's a good result for him, just missing out on the podium again. Havoc in P5, another decent result as well on a 3-stop strategy, managing to get P5. Bradford P6. It is Neon Jockers P7, RSF1 Hunt P8, Joseph P9, EIR Apollo P10, Gangster Owl finishing a lap down, and It's Tops, Jotter, Allied Squire, all DNFing, and Light Shock, unfortunately, with a very, very weird DSQ. But we will be back same time next week for Imola, one of my favourite tracks. Because my headset audio is cutting in and out and I can't trust that the podium interviews will actually work and you'll be able to hear, I won't do them this week, but the issue should be sorted for next week. So there won't be any this week because I can't trust my headset will work, but they will definitely be back next week. So a big shout out to Lama, Albini and your man with the win this weekend. Once again, Sinful Chris taking the 3 spots on the podium, and we will be back same time next week for Imola. We will see you all then.